So we are at the Phoenician Resort, Scottsdale or Phoenix, depending on how you look at it. And we got a coffee machine that we got to replace a dump valve on. The big problem is that the spray head is stuck. This machine is one of the biggest ones out here right now. It will brew 24 gallons of coffee at a time, I think it is. And the spray head is massive. We're gonna have to bust it loose, break it, whatever we gotta do to get it off. So we are heading around back to the back loading dock and kind of see where we're at here. It's a nice resort, but we'll make hopefully quick work of this and head on down to the next one. Alright, so here's what we got. These are the Fetco 70 series. We've got the rollaway containers. This is the big one. It's a double. But what we've got, slide out, the coffee goes in there. Those are the spray heads we got to get off. And they are not easy to get off. They're rusted on, calcified, corroded, you name it. But just for comparison, that's my hand. This just twists off. But unfortunately, it's stuck. So we got to get that off. We'll get up top and replace the valve that's leaking water by. Okay, so what we're going to try is we're going to knock a hole right about here. See if we can't get a little bar in there. We use the sledge. See if we can knock it loose. If it breaks, it breaks. We have everything to replace it with. So that's what we're going to try. We've got our hole. We'll just use a bar in there. See if we can knock this thing loose. So some gentle persuasion with the sledgehammer, we were able to break everything off. Nut came off with it, which is even better. So now we just got to go up top. There's a bracket that runs from here all the way to about here. Just got to lift that bracket straight up. This is our valve. Everything will come out. Put in a new valve, new lock nut, and a new spray head. Fire it back up, and we'll be good to go. So we've successfully removed the crossbar with the mount. Looks like this. And that's going to drop in straight down through that hole. Our dump valve's going to go through, connect to the tubing there. From underneath, we'll have the threads coming out with the lock nut, and new spray head attaches from there. So we've got the new crossbar in place. It's held down by an 11/32 nut here, and another one back here. The dump valve will slide in right there, get held down. The two 11/32 nuts there as well. Reconnect our tubing. Dump valve wiring goes back on. Release the hose clamp, and we're flowing water. Let it fill up and give it a test. So we've applied a generous amount of lube on the O-ring. See if we can get that to just drop right down in there. It's seated. So the locking nuts are nowhere to be found right now. Let's see if we can find some out in the van. But we're gonna reconnect our tube. This is the water supply to the valve. We'll tighten that clamp up. Get our wires reconnected. So we've got everything connected up top. We've got our lock nut. When you get it down and secured, we'll snug that down, and then that's our new spray head. We'll get that on there, let the machine heat up and fill up, and we'll give it a test. Went ahead and threw a little bit of Teflon tape up there. The idea behind that is these spray heads don't get taken off as often as they should. So that will give it a fighting chance to keep it from corroding and rusting, thus needing to be broken off again to have it removed. Some of these things just get neglected and overlooked, and this is one of the biggest ones with these machines. The spray head alone is about 300 bucks. The bracket, the nut, the whole setup is pushing probably about 500 bucks. And the solution to this is just take your spray head off and clean it once a week, and it won't get stuck. So we're refilling now. We got to make sure to reset our temperature. On a previous visit to do some troubleshooting, I had turned the temperature all the way down. These machines will not brew unless they're up to temperature. So we'll get that reset to match our left side, which is about 204 degrees. There's our new spray head on. So I got to put the basket drawer in. But we'll let this fill, make sure we don't have any leaks. So remember how to do this. These are brew settings. We'll try this one. We'll bring that up to 204. Okay. Lock it, save it, power it back on. So that's currently showing us our current tank temperature. That's gonna have to creep all the way up to 204 before our ready light's on and before it'll allow us to start a brew.